Hey fam, it's your boy Gene. Guess I'm in Scottsdale on an Airbnb. Guess what's down? I found down the street. I don't know if you can see an actual horse. Can you see it? They just walk walk by. So yeah, this is the place we're staying. Visiting my godson's mom, Angie. Uh, Beautiful horse properties. I'll take you guys through in for a second, so you could see what the Airbnb's like. But this is I think it's renting for typically $700 a night. She got a deal for $300 a night. I think it's 5 bedrooms. I'll show you the inside real quick. This is the kitchen, gorgeous island. You can see the play area, and this is the living room area. My grandma on the computer here. Here's Bruno. Hey. All right. And we're gonna go outside. Here's the yard. So Airbnb is something that's new to me. I'm getting into, and I think there's definitely a market for it. Not definitely that. I mean, it is a market, and it's what the millennials are seeking. Just give you a little more views. So I definitely think there's a high opportunity for it, and it's something I'm researching. In fact, I'm in contract on an Airbnb now in Baltimore, and we're gonna see how that goes. But really, I wanted to spend this video to talk about the market, right? Interest rates are going up. In fact, I locked in on a interest rate on a property, and that's gone up from 3 something to 4.375. We're locked in on 30 years. So this feels like 2007, 2008 all over again. When I was in Vegas, primarily I was a realtor there. One of the properties that we actually purchased, I'm gonna walk around so you can get some nice views, right? So one of the properties that we purchased back in '04, Pulte home, right? And that was listed for $620,000 on a golf course that you can get by walking in. It was a new built from Pulte home. So when we by the time we closed on it, there was an investor that was leaving. So we bought the property for $450. Thought that, hey, this is great. It's a great deal. We got about 20% equity. We're good. And then by the time we closed, 45 days later, in 2004, Pulte and a lot of the other major builders slashed their prices by 20%. So that $620,000 house was now worth what we paid for it, which was about $450,000. Well, fast forward, that was in '04. Fast forward, the market crash or correction happened around 2007, and that property got as low as 2007. That property got as low as $185,000 is what it was listed for to sell, and by the time it closed, we're talking about it closed for like $180,000. So the moral of the story here is why do I bring this up, right? So now today, fast forward, this was back 2000, I think 2007 it was listed. If you look at the listing, and then 2 years later, 2009, it actually sold for $180,000. So a $450,000, technically $620,000 house, went as low as $180,000. Today, what is it today? So fast forward 15 years, 13 years later, it's about, Redfin rates it at about 430,000, 450,000, still not at the level it was. So the moral of the lesson here is that properties can and will lose value over time, right? So generally, yes, properties value goes up, and it's like this, but areas that have high appreciation tend to have high adjustments as well. So moral of the story is that the lesson learned there is to always buy for cash flow. Don't always buy for appreciation. And that was a lot of mistakes that a lot of the investors made back in those days, myself included, right? So nobody's perfect. So again, in this market, those are the signs I'm seeing that is happening again in the '07, similar to '07, '08. And I think it's going to be worse, as a lot of investors are predicting, because it's not just the real estate market. it's also the stock market is at an all-time high. So, but with those two combos happening at the same time, who knows where we're gonna go? So just a word of caution. When you're buying, make sure you're buying on cash flow, not on appreciation. Rents at the time were $1,200, and mortgage payment PITI was $2,000. So negative $800 coming in. So how long can you hold a property when you're negative, right? So lesson learned, and we move forward, and continue to share the knowledge. Peace.